Welcome to Module 2. Today we're going to talk about absorption. And hey, I have bad news for you. You're not absorbing your nutrients to live a healthy life. Whatever you eat, we are not what we eat. We are what we digest. And the reason why we're not digesting our food well is because we're not eating the right food. Every species on this planet has been designed internally to eat a very specific diet. And the way we've been designed is to eat mostly fruits and vegetables and mostly raw food, like all of the animals living on this planet. You know, like in the long run, what happens is that because we're not eating the right food, we're eating like kind of a diet that goes against our nature, our species, like lots of gluey, sticky foods. I was explaining like the bread, the rice, the potatoes, the cheese, the yogurt, the egg whites. All that stuff is very gluey and sticky. And you need to understand it, like that gluey and sticky stuff, like when it goes into your bowel. For example, like just imagine oatmeal. Like look at oatmeal, how like gluey, sticky it is. Like pasta, for example. You make pasta, you cook it, you throw it on the wall, it stays on the wall. So the same thing will happen inside of your body. So when you eat these foods, they go inside of your bowels, your intestines and your bowels, and they create like that coat, that kind of like mucoid plaque on the bowel wall and the intestinal wall. And the small intestine is 25 feet long. And this is where the absorption is happening. So then what happens is that because of that mucoid plaque, when you're eating the food and you're digesting the food, the nutrients cannot go through the intestinal wall to be absorbed by the blood. And then you end up like eating a lot of food, your stomach is loaded with food, and you're not digesting and you're not absorbing what you eat. So you end up like having cravings, you like eat every 2 hours, your energy is going down even though you're eating like a lot of food. This is the problem that we have in this country, like people are eating like all the time, and everybody is complaining of being tired and exhausted. So food is not going to make you like feel like very energized, because all of these people are eating a lot of food and they don't feel good. Energy comes from internal cleanliness. As your body is clean and you keep your body clean and you keep your bowels clean, then you're going to start absorbing the nutrients much better. One of the first thing that happens when people are like they start eating the right food and keeping their bowels and their intestines clean is that they're eating a lot less. And when you're eating a lot less, you're spending a lot less energy processing the food. So you have a lot more energy for you. When you're eating every 2 hours, for example, like your body's constantly digesting, so your energy is going like down the drain all the time. All of your energy is focused on digestion. So as you keep your bowels clean, as you start eating the right fruits and like the fruits and the vegetables and keeping your body clean internally, you're going to start absorbing nutrients much better. So you're going to have to eat a lot less and you're going to have a lot more energy. Okay, I want to talk about toxins. So remember, we have a digestive system. We have like the small intestines and we have the bowels. The two combined together is about 30 feet long. Inside of this digestive system, we have a lot of heat and a lot of humidity. So this organ is very long, extremely compacted, extremely hot, and extremely humid. And the food should never stay inside of you for more than 18 hours. If it goes beyond that, then the food is going to start fermenting and rotting. The fact is that most of the people, because of like the way of eating, they're eating the wrong food, they're eating like a diet that goes against their nature, the food ends up like staying inside of their bowels for too long. And then the food starts rotting and fermenting. That's the reason why people feel bloated, they don't feel like good, they feel heavy after a meal. And when the food is fermenting and rotting, the food produces toxins and poisons. So today we're talking more and more about like toxic soils and toxic environment and everything, but our internal environment is becoming more and more toxic. And these toxins are not coming from what you eat. Don't forget, we are not what we eat, we are what we digest. So those toxins are coming from the food you have a hard time digesting. And because you're not eating the right diet, then your body has a hard time processing the food that you're eating, and then the food starts rotting and fermenting inside of you. When the food rots, it produces like powerful poisons and toxins that are backing up into your body fluids. And I see a lot of people when they're coming to me, they're very nervous, they're very agitated, they're bouncing off the wall, they have a hard time like sleeping at night, they have a lot of anxiety, depression, they're extremely agitated in their mind, and these peoples are kind of flooded by those toxins inside of their body fluids. So when the body becomes extremely toxic, these toxins are irritating your nerves, they're irritating your cells. And like I was saying, the cells are bathing in those fluids, and when the cells are getting irritated by those toxins, you feel agitated, you feel nervous, you feel like depressed, your nervous system becomes extremely irritated. So I had a patient, let's call her Jennifer, and she had a skin problem. So again, it's always the same thing. People are coming to me and they say, I have a skin disease. And the problem was eczema, psoriasis. I always tell people that this is not a skin disease, because disease is an illusion. This is the skin eliminating toxins, because the channels of elimination, the bowels and the kidneys, are not doing a good job. The body has been designed with 4 channels of elimination. You have your bowels, your kidneys, your skin, and your lungs. And your body is on a daily basis eliminating toxins when you have a bowel movement, when you are peeing, when you are sweating, and when you are breathing out. And the main 2 channels of elimination are the kidneys and the bowels. So when the kidneys and the bowels are not doing a good job, the food ends up staying in the bowel for too long. It starts fermenting and rotting. Then it starts producing very powerful poisons. Poisons are backing up into the body, and then the body is getting rid of those toxins through the skin. And when those toxins that are very, very acidic are going through the skin, they're irritating the skin, and they're creating what we call psoriasis or eczema. So I start always by telling them that this is not a skin disease. Their body is not making a mistake. The body never makes a mistake. You're the end result of billions of years of evolution, and you are the expression of universal mind. So it's the body getting rid of toxins because the bowels and the kidneys are not doing a good job. So I started explaining the whole thing. When I explain those things, people start calming down, and now they don't blame their skin anymore. They understand that their body has been doing a good job by eliminating poisons through the skin. And if the skin would not eliminate those toxins, they would stay inside of the body and they would damage body organs. So by chance they have eczema or psoriasis because this is their body's way of eliminating toxins, because the kidneys and the bowels are not doing a good job. So I started explaining the diet. I started explaining the way the body has been designed and created inside. I'm always giving this fact that the only animal that is like human beings are primates. We should eat the same diet because the length of our bowel is the same as the primates. So I put them on fruits and vegetables. I clean their bowels. I put them on the cleansing protocol. I give them good herbs to clean. And as the body is getting rid of those toxins, which are the cause of the skin problem, then the body will start being able to get rid of the toxins through the kidneys and the bowels. And because the bowels and the kidneys are getting better, then the skin no longer have to eliminate those poisons, and then the body is able to heal and regenerate the skin by itself. And these cases I've been seeing thousands of them in the last 35 years. I cannot stress enough that sickness is an illusion. So from all the people that I've been seeing for the last 35 years, people that have been suffering from back pain, fibromyalgia, arthritis, joint pain, skin problems, lung problems, headaches, migraines, whatever, you can name it. I mean, everything is always caused by the body becoming toxic. And your body becomes toxic because whatever you eat is not the right food. You're not eating a diet that suits your species. So we are not, again, what we eat. We are what we digest. And because we're not eating the right food, we're not digesting those foods very well, then the food starts fermenting and rotting and producing poisons and toxins, and then your body becomes toxic. So sickness is an illusion. When people are sick, they think that their body is making a mistake. The body never makes a mistake. You make a mistake by the way you've been eating, thinking, and drinking. Your body is just responding to your way of life. Your way of life is the way you think, the way you drink, and the way you eat. That's what you need to understand. If I'm getting a problem, it's my body's intelligence, it's my cell's intelligence reacting to the way I've been living. So whatever you have, it's always the body being toxic. And when people come to me and I'm kind of asking them what they have, it's always to create kind of a conversation, I want to create a relationship with them by letting them tell me what they have, because that's what they've been living, going through for many years. But inside of me, I always know that this is just the body reacting to toxicity. And the toxicity is coming from what they eat and they drink and they think. It's your body becoming acidic, and as your body fluids are becoming acidic, your cells are reacting. And we call the reaction a symptom. And then we just put all the symptoms together and we call them a disease. But I want you to understand that when the body is sick, disease, it's just that the body is not at ease. Your cells are not at ease inside of you because they're not bathing in good, clean, alkaline fluids, because you're not having a good way of life. So you remember this. When I see people and they come to me and they have all kinds of problems, I know that this body is not making a mistake. It's just a language. With whatever they have, whatever symptoms they're going through, I am getting that this body is just reacting to toxins. So I change their diet, I'm giving them herbs, I'm making their body clean again, I'm changing their mind, because the moment they understand what I'm telling them, their mind has changed. They no longer think that their body is making a mistake. Now they're taking back the responsibility. Their body was sick because they weren't eating the good food. So they're taking back responsibility. They go home, they do what I'm asking them to do. In a matter of weeks or days, they start feeling a lot better, because once the body is clean and alkaline again, when you eat the right food and you clean toxins out, then you make the body able to heal and regenerate by itself. We live in a world of cause and effect. So the cause is always the body becoming toxic and acidic because of your way of life, the way you eat and everything, and your way of eliminating good, or good elimination or bad elimination. And the effect are the symptoms. Okay, so I always make sure that people understand that whatever they go through is the effect. We need to look at the cause. So once we get rid of the cause, which is the acidity and the toxicity coming from their bad way of living and their a wrong diet and everything, once we fix the cause, then the effect goes away. The body no longer reacts, the body no longer responds to the wrong way of living. So as people are getting rid of the acid and the toxicity, you're unleashing that power. And then the power is able to heal, regenerate, and repair tissue. And as you do it more and more, and you just adopt this way of living, you're just building your health. You're just making your body tissue stronger and healthier. And as your body fluids are becoming more clean and more alkaline, as your mind is changing, because you see your body getting better and better, you're just expecting to get better and better and better. And that's what you're going to see. You're just going to start becoming stronger, and you're just going to start building a very strong health. Now let's talk about how to absorb the right nutrients. So in order to absorb the right nutrients, you need to eat the right food. You need to eat the food that suits your species, which is mostly fruits and vegetables and mostly raw. 80% of your diet should be raw, alive. You should get life from whatever you eat. Then you need to clean your bowels, because of the gluey and sticky, pasty food, the mucoid forming food, in our gut we have this coat, this layer of mucus, of gluey, sticky stuff that is making the body unable to absorb the nutrients from what you eat. So by eating a lot of fruits and vegetables raw, you're going to get that fiber that you need that is going to start cleaning your bowels. Then you need to go on motion. So motion is a combination of herbs that have been used for thousands of years. And these herbs have been designed by nature to remove all the gluey, sticky stuff that you've been absorbing and accumulating in your gut. So the motion is kind of like it's called a mucilaginous fiber. When you mix it in the water in the apple juice, it will expand and it becomes like a sponge. And when you take it on a daily basis, morning and night, it goes into your bowels, into your intestines, and it becomes like a sponge. It acts like a sponge, and it starts absorbing all the poisons and the toxins coming from the fermentation and the putrefaction of the food you've been eating for a long time. And by taking that stuff, you make the toxins and the poisons being trapped in that sponge. So they no longer back up into your body fluids. So like in a matter of a few days, you're making your body fluids much cleaner because you're getting all of those toxins trapped inside of the bowel in that sponge. And then by taking the action which is going to improve the bowel movement, then the bowel will improve, the movement will improve, and then it will move that sponge out. And this is called detoxification. And along with the motion, you're gonna also like mix the curris, which is the aloe vera, concentrated aloe vera, and you're also going to mix the super green, which is going to deodorizes your body, which is going to clean all the toxins and all of the bad odors out. So by doing so, by eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, by stopping the mucoid forming food, by taking this cleansing protocol, those like amazing herbs that have been growing on this planet for thousands of years, it will go inside of your body and it will start like moving all this plaque, all of these toxins out, which is gonna make your body like cleaner. And when you make the body cleaner and more alkaline and more alive by eating living foods, then the energy goes up. And then when the energy goes up, your body is able to repair, heal, and regenerate by itself.